Good evening, folks. I don't know if you can hear me too well over the wind, but here's an interesting little story for you that just happened. I just got out of work. I'm on my way home right now, and the most interesting thing happened. So I'm leaving work, okay? And this place is on the other side of the highway. The Stop and Shop that I work at. Yes, I work at Stop and Shop. I know Stop and Shop sucks, but you gotta work somehow. And even though it sucks, work is work, so you gotta put up with it. So I'm leaving Stop and Shop, and our Stop and Shop is on the other side of a highway, okay? And right after the highway is an avenue, and then there's a very steep bridge. That bridge goes over the tracks of the Hudson Bergen light rail. So, of course, that one has to be there. So, I'm leaving, and out of nowhere, this dumbass with a trunk that's full and a trunk that's open zooms right across the highway, and he loses, not a bag, but he loses like a can of something. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, maybe his trunk malfunctioned, or maybe he just forgot to close it somehow, but the thing was open, and he did not seem to give a shit. And he goes right across the highway, and the can falls out onto the road, and gets destroyed by a semi. And then, he goes up towards that bridge, over the tracks, and several bags come crashing down. And traffic comes to a screeching halt because this guy is a total fucking idiot. And for whatever reason, chose to ignore the fact that his trunk was open. I was like, okay, dude, if you're running around with your trunk open, you at least better have some, like, steel wiring to keep your shit in there. But nope, for whatever reason, he just left the thing open. And it's not like he couldn't close it. Everything was perfectly fit in there. It's not like he had a mattress on top of his car. I'm sure you've seen people doing that. But there was nothing that stopped him from closing his trunk. And if those bags were stopping him from closing this trunk, he could have just moved some to the rear seat. He had a fucking Toyota RAV4, and if you don't know, those have a lot of space in back. But even if that was maxed out, which it was looking pretty full, he could have just moved some to the rear seats. I'm sure people who have smaller cars, like a Camry, would do that, especially if they have a lot of bags like this guy did. Obviously, there's a lot more space, and hey, you can even put the seats down if you wanna, if you really have that much shit. But nope, he decides to fuck up everyone's day simply because he's too lazy to close his trunk. And again, maybe it was some kind of mechanical malfunction, but he would have fucking noticed that. A trunk opening on the highway is not a quiet thing. Obviously, you're gonna hear a lot of air coming through because you're going pretty fast. And plus, this was a newer looking RAV4. And they have alarms to tell you when the doors are open if you're trying to move. So there's no way he should have missed that. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, some men you just can't teach. And he got what he was coming to him when everybody looked at this guy like he was fucking nuts because part of his groceries were on their tires. Yeah. What a Friday, folks. What a Friday. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this little thing here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.